And our third speaker tonight goes by the name Linford Murilo. And I just saw the answer to the question in hand, that is the theme. And I feel like I also feel for him because he's also in the same situation as Mr. Shane Makuto. And when I asked him, this is the answer that he gave me. When I lost my job, I thought that my world had come to an end. It turned out it was the most amazing thing. Wow. I wish I could know how amazing it was. I hope it's going to be included in the speech. And the person to evaluate him is a man that we all know, a man of honor, who goes by the name, not Bruna, but Brana, to be precise, Brana Kibali, who has uplifted the name of JKUAT in the streets of LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, trust me, if you don't know Brana Kibali, I don't know what you're doing on LinkedIn. Yeah, so he is a man of honor, and he's going to tell us what exactly to expect from Linford's speech according to what they have agreed. Take it over.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Your introduction is heartwarming. It is my pleasure to evaluate one Mr. Linford Murilo today. So, the benefit of any effective evaluation is in the way it is applied. It can be challenging to accept negative or positive feedback. As a Toastmaster, or in this case, as a Gavelia, evaluating others, being open to evaluations yourself, and applying feedback to enhance your abilities as a public speaker and leader are crucial skills to develop. Today, Mr. Linford Murilo will be taking on the Pathways Level 1 project in the evaluation and feedback manual. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. This is going to be the second speech that Mr. Murilo is going to deliver based on the evaluations that he received in his first speech project. From his first speech project, this is what his evaluator had to say. Murilo excelled at the choice of topic and title because it was resonating with the audience. His speech was well organized since it had an opening, a body, and a conclusion. Mr. Murilo also grabbed the attention of the audience when he said, "Will robots replace work?" He also called the audience to action, not to be comfortable with routine work, as robots are trained to do routine work. His evaluator recommended that he improves on his vocal variety, so he needs to change his vocals on stressing a point specifically. Also, his first evaluator said, in his opinion, he thinks standing while presenting a speech is better so as to depict better use of the stage and better use of gestures. He also challenged the speaker during his next presentation, to do his presentation while standing, as it will help him to move around and also engage his audience. The title of Mr. Linford's speech is The Rise of the Machines. The Rise of the Machines, Linford Murilo. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. The Rise of the Machine. I still remember the day, the hour, all the way to the last minute, the day I received my termination letter from my employer. It was a day like no other. When I received the letter, all kinds of emotions were going through me. I was laughing, I was crying, and I was cursing at the same time. I remember that day, as I was driving from work, the car seemed to be talking to me. You see, guys, I just acquired a car loan 1 month prior to me losing a job. And I could remember the car was talking to me. What did you think you are, trying to buy me without a plan? What do you think you are, trying to get me while still on contract? This was the hilarious and just outstanding emotions that I was having at this moment. I could not even figure out my way back home. I remember several times I was driving through Mombasa Road, not knowing where the next exit was. Surprisingly, when I got to my house, I bumped into my neighbor Joki. She too had been declared redundant. You see, Joki was a certified public accountant, meaning that no audit report in an audit company would pass by without an audit signature in place. And now, a machine which was deemed 1,000 times faster and 1,000 more economical without taking sick leave was replacing her job. Me and Joki were caught in the same rut. We had been replaced by a machine that could do the work 1,000 times faster with 1,000 less the cost. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to the rise of the machine. You see, pessimists have said that by the year 2030, almost 3 million jobs will be lost through machine and technology. This is because there's been rapid expansion of technology in the machine area, in the industry area of AI, where it's used to do a lot of corporate work. But however, optimists are saying that with machines, a lot of human beings will have a lot of more leisure time to do what they love, like skiing, boat riding, and also visiting the beach, while the computers will be doing the hard task of doing the manual job that we hate to do day to day. So, will this happen? Yes, machines are here to stay. But will they replace all jobs? No, they will not replace all jobs. Why is this? Reason number one, creativity. Nothing beats the creative nature of a human being. Ladies and gentlemen, what you have that a machine does not have is creativity. Just imagine all the nice ideas, all the nice poetry, all the nice music, even the furniture that you are sitting in, even the shape of the phone or the laptop that you're using. That is all creativity, the nimbleness of the things you're using. You see, machines have been programmed to do things according to what a human being gives it. So as long as you and your job is creative and you can be creative, you still have a job to save. Number two, empathy and communication. Nothing beats the empathy and the human touch that human brings to the job environment. Imagine going to an office and meeting a customer service experience where it's only a machine. Imagine you're sick, you're going to the hospital, and you're getting a nurse talking to you, asking you questions. How do you feel? I feel bad. How do you feel? I feel my back aching. You see, it doesn't have human emotion, but when you meet a human nurse explaining to you what you're feeling and how you should take your medication, you feel even better as a patient when you leave that office and you leave that medical institution. So one thing that robots not have, that humans have, is empathy and communication. Third thing that robots don't have that humans have is critical thinking. Human beings have the ability to have critical thinking skills. Imagine a situation where they have been said there's going to be self-driving cars. But when it comes to self-driving cars, when there's an option for this car to go through a red light, a self-driving car will not go through a red light or will not go through when a gangster comes and sits in front of your car and stops you. But you see, when you are driving your car, which is human controlled, you have the ability to make quick judgments, critical thinking skills that will decide whether this situation is safe or not safe. And when you come even to the corporate world, there are a lot of times that when you plan things, even your audit reports, even your manual tasks, when things go wrong and it needs to do critical thinking skills immediately. Imagine that day when you had a project to submit and your laptop just crashed. What did you do? You quickly critical think and transferred what you had in the mind into the staff room. So that is one thing that we as humans have critical thinking skills. So I must say, when I lost my job to a machine, I was devastated. But I was able to pick myself up and to learn from my mistakes. You see, one of the mistakes I made, me and my friend Joki, we had become so redundant. We were so confident in our jobs. You see, that's the phrase that you always say, I can do my job so well that I can sleep on it. Me, I just come to my job and I just type my way out because I'm so good at my job. It requires no thinking. That's what the kind of jobs you are so proud of, because machines are there to replace jobs that take 1 second of mental activity to think. So, my brother and sister, if you have any job that you are so proud of, that it takes only 1 second for you to achieve, just know that a machine will replace you, because machines are conditioned to do works that are repetitive in nature. If you are a human being and you're doing repetitive jobs, it means a machine can learn that job and do it. So what did I learn? I learned to be creative, I learned to be empathetic, and also learned to have more critical thinking skills. And this is what has brought me to the conclusion that, yes, machines are here to stay, but what we have as human beings is much better, and it will lead us to a greater future. Over to you, Mr. Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Linford. Wow, a round of applause for that. Very, very interesting speech. Thank you so much for those postulate insights on empathy, creativity, critical thinking. Wow, what can I say? It was just amazing. But on the other hand, Mr. Linford, just on the other hand, let me say, I'm one of the people who are spearheading artificial intelligence and all that kind of stuff in the country. So if anybody loses my job because of me, I just want to apologize in advance. But anyways, you could see that it has done something positive to his life.